All right, let's have a good one here. Good evening and welcome to Webster Groves High School. We're in the Roberts Gym and we're getting ready for championship volleyball. It is Class 3 action, which will feature the Mehlville Panthers, who are ranked number 1, and they come in with a record of 28-4 against the number 2 ranked team, Chaminade, and they come in with a record of 27-6. And as the Chaminade team warms up on the court, we're about 5 minutes away from first serve. So glad to have you with us here. This is Buzz Swanson along with Coach K. That's Steve Kissel. And our jack of all trades, James O'Sullivan, who'll be the producer and cameraman bringing you all the action here this evening. And we'll catch everybody up real quick on the first match of the night. The first championship was Class 4. And St. Louis U High prevailed over Vianney by a tight score, 26-24, 25-23. Great match, Coach.
You're exactly right, Buzz. I called it the Clash of the Titans, and the Junior Bills win their 10th ever Class 4 championship as they take down the Golden Griffins. Now a little bit different scenario. You know, Parkway Central has won 3 of the last 5 Class 3 championships, but they had something like 11 seniors last year when they were here, and so they did not even make the quarterfinals. They beat St. Mary's, who did get into the quarterfinals, but for St. Mary's, they go down to Chaminade, a team that they had beaten the last 2 seasons in the quarterfinals, once in the quarterfinals and once in the semifinals. So for Chaminade, a new experience to get all the way to this championship match. And then for Mehlville, they weren't even in the quarterfinals the last 2 years. They have a pretty unique history. Their previous championship was back in the single class era. It started in '87. Kirkland won the first one, and then Mehlville won in 1988, back when it was just a single class. For Chaminade, they prevailed in 2009. They ended that St. Mary's streak of 3 straight Class 3 championships as they won their one and only. So somebody new is going to win a state championship, somebody new in terms of the last 10 years.
There you go. And to tell you how they got here, in quarterfinals, Mehlville defeated Parkway North by a score of 25-21, 25-19. And then last night they took on Webster and defeated them by a score of 25-17, 28-26. And a great second set. Webster went down, and that was the last match for Coach Helen Buckley, who retired at the end of this season. Now, on Chaminade's side of the bracket, they defeated St. Mary's, as you said, Coach, actually pretty handily, 25-15, 25-18. And then on Tuesday night, Chaminade defeated a tough Lutheran South team by a score of 25-17, 25-18. So that's how they got here, and now they are ready for one of these 2 teams to be our champions in Class 3.
And we did have a unique format this year with the power outage on Tuesday night. Normally we play both semifinals in Class 3 and Class 4 on one night, but it worked out a little differently. Vianney got in their match against Howell North, and Chaminade got in their match against Lutheran South, and then both Mehlville against Webster Groves and St. Louis U High against Pattonville. Those matches were delayed with the power outage to last night. It didn't seem to affect the Junior Bills. They did have one night's less rest, but they did prevail in straight sets. In fact, we've had all the matches in Class 3 and Class 4 have gone only 2 sets. So if we get a match that is 3 sets, it'll be the first one of this tournament. The coaching staffs for each team Chaminade down there on your right, the head coach is Brandon Carter in his 3rd year, assisted by Pedro Rosario, Eric Burge, and Laura Greasy. And on the other side, to your left on camera, Mark Wilhite in his 3rd season is the head coach. He's assisted by Nick Orff, Sammy Miller, and an old player from Mehlville. That's Mark Leininger.
Well, Coach, they've really packed the gym here tonight, and as the two teams were they haven't introduced players just yet, just announced the two teams, and you can hear the fans cheering. The student section is down below us. We're in the upper deck here, or the upper balcony, and the students down on the floor level, so it's hard to get a shot of them, but both student sections are full, and I think we'll have a nice, loud match here this evening.
Yeah, we had a full house for St. Louis U High and Vianney, and I think we filled the place up pretty nicely. I got to credit both these schools for turning out for this 7:30 p.m. tilt.
Right, and really most of the folks from the first one have left. Not that many carryovers.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get everybody in.
Yeah, exactly. But should be a good one. And, Coach, you know who our officials are this evening.
Yes, on the far side, our first referee is Karen Nager, and our second official is, I've lost her.
Jennifer Helper.
Kellner. And then our 2 line judges are Holly Messer and, I wrote it on one of my class 1 and Shelby Hartley.
There we
go. Those are our officials as the players are shaking hands with head coach Brandon Carter from Chaminade.
Well, and they're introducing all the players. The Mehlville non-starters first, then they'll introduce the starters.
For Mehlville, the key guy is Ryan Lively. Headed to Purdue Fort Wayne. We didn't know that little fact. He's off of High Performance 18 Royal. He's got 2 teammates on the other side of the net in Jimmy Mullen and Brian Carter in club volleyball. But here he comes, number 4. Mehlville will go just as far as Ryan Lively can carry him. He's got some good helpers, but he's their go-to attacker.
Well, he led all hitters in the semifinal match in that win over Webster Groves with 9 kills. Had a couple blocks. So, yeah, he's the man they'll go to in the clutch, that's for sure.
Their other pin hitter is number 10. That's Lee Kreitzman. He's going to go to Fontbonne, where I do the broadcast, so we're looking forward to seeing him there. And he's a 6'1" senior outside hitter. So those are your 2 pin hitters. And the big part of the Mehlville attack goes through the pins.
And we missed announcing their setter, number 8, Regis Ung, and he's a senior. Their libero will be Kevin Shannon, and he is a junior. And that is the Mehlville squad. And now they will introduce the Chaminade non-starters.
And the key players for Chaminade, we mentioned it before their semifinal match, the connection of number 13, Jimmy Mullen, the 6-foot senior setter, with number 35, Brian Carter, the 6'5" senior middle hitter. That's the absolute core of the offense. You'll notice right away that Brian Carter, who is the brother of head coach Brandon Carter, he will start left front and go across the front row and pretty much see every set from his talented setter, Jimmy Mullen. As we mentioned, club teammates as well as high school teammates, so they have a great connection. They work together basically from October all the way around till Nationals in Dallas, and they were the keys to Chaminade's win in the semifinals over Lutheran South.
Yeah, Brian Carter finished up with 11 kills in that match. He had 3 blocks along with that, and he's a force to be reckoned with. That's something Mehlville will have to figure out, how to stop him in the middle. Also want to mention their libero is Owen Thomason. He is a senior, and he leads the area in digs with over 6 per set. So he'll be fun to watch. We watched him the other night, and he got to a ton of balls. And if you can't block him at the net, but you can dig him in the back, you're in good shape.
Well, and he's the only player out here who has his first initial as his number. He wears number 0, and I'm sure it's for his first name.
Sure.
Owen.
Yeah, good thinking. And there is number 35, the senior Brian Carter.
The two coaches shake hands at the center of the net. Both these teams played earlier in the year. Do you have the score of that one?
I
know
do have that.
Mehlville prevailed.
It was at Mehlville. Mehlville prevailed. It was all the way back on April 4th, so that's right at the beginning of the season, and they won 25-14, 25-16, but I think it'll look a lot different here this evening as both teams have improved throughout the season.
Well, and Chaminade plays a particularly tough schedule because they play in the same conference with DeSmet, St. Louis U High, and Vianney, and their overall record of 27-6, that loss to Mehlville is their only loss to a Class 3 opponent. They were 4-1 against the Final Four opponents. They beat Lutheran South 3 times, including the other night, and they also beat Webster. Mehlville is the same way. Their only loss was to Lutheran South. They were 3-0 against Webster, 1-1 against Lutheran South, 1-0 against Chaminade, so 5-1 against the Final Four field. Their regular season loss is pretty impressive. St. Louis U High and O'Fallon, Illinois, and then they were 1-1 with Lafayette, perennial powerhouse, who didn't quite get here, losing in the quarterfinals. So each of these teams really only has one loss against their fellow Class 3 opponents. So they match up very favorably in terms of strength of schedule. Arguably, I think Chaminade came in as the 3 seed, but arguably the two best teams in this class meeting, as we had in the semifinals, or excuse me, the finals of the Class 4 championship. SLU and Vianney, arguably the two best teams there.
Well, I will say, going on the poll, the ranking by STL Today rider Joe Harris, he had them 1 and 2, so I trust Joe.
I trust Joe, too. He's down there on the far side. If you're blinded by that lime green shirt behind the State Farm sign, that's our buddy Joe Harris.
And Joe we trust. All right, looks like we're ready to go. Mehlville on the left side of the net. In dark, in white is Chaminade, and it looks like it will be the senior libero Owen Thomason to serve first. With his float serve deep. Can't get it up to the setter, but Kreitzman will put a ball deep in the court for Chaminade. Set middle. Carter tried to shove it down. Good dig there. Shot back across. Carter plays that. Mullins set strong side. Tip over the top, and on the dig it goes out. Point to Chaminade, and kill to Michael Yeager. We didn't mention him. He had 5 kills in that semifinal match.
So good start for Chaminade. They use Carter first, but then do use Yeager, so maybe a little deception using Carter as a decoy.
That's set a little bit behind Kreitzman, but he's able to roll it into the court.
Sometimes your best swings get dug and your roll shots drop, and that's what happened for Lee Kreitzman.
And now he'll go back to serve. Looking at a 3-man serve receive, jump serve. Nice up, right into Mullins' hands. They set Carter. That's dug. And a roll shot there that Thomason gets to. Another easy ball, back row. Try to set the middle. Not sure it ever went over. No, it didn't.
Good job by our officials. As the second referee, Jennifer Kellner, indicated to Karen Nager that there were 4 contacts, and the first referee agreed, and they got the call.
Yeah, sometimes that's hard to see. You're really, as an official, concentrating on the hitter. Tight pass dumped by Ung. Dug, and now powered down by none other than Ryan Lively.
And knowing Ryan Lively and Jimmy Mullen, there's going to be some talking through the net between those two players. It'll be friendly banter.
There you go. They're buddies.
They're buddies.
Colton Torrance to serve. Deep ace. So let's see if Torrance can do that again. No, pass on target. Outside set. Off the block, Yeager's hit. Now Lively off the block, just kind of brushed it through those hands.
Yeah, creative shot. Ryan Lively went high. Looked like he was going to tip to his right, and you could see him turn his wrist and push it off the outside hand of the blocker. And that's Jimmy Mullen, his teammate.
Float serve, they get it to Mullen. Now hard hit out of the middle, and there is Carter. So you'll hear a lot of Lively and a lot of Brian Carter tonight. Michael Yeager back to serve. Little floater there. Lively with the pass. They set middle. Thomason gets it up high. They'll get a roll shot off the block, out of the net, still alive, and played across by Shannon. Power tip wide. No, we get a touch.
Good push by the younger brother. That's Phil Mullen using the edge of the block with the power push. When I watched Chaminade St. Mary's, and we didn't see it as much in their semifinal win, but they use a lot of push shots off of hands.
Oh, you did say that. That's true. Ung. A little quick back is tipped across. Hard hit, but Carter is out long with that one.
Michael Yeager turned toward our line judge and immediately begged for the touch, which was not even close to the case.
Bradley Meyer comes in to serve. He'll play the back row, or actually he'll set out of the back row as Ung takes a seat on the bench. He went through the front row as the setter. Float serve, floats too deep. We're even at 5 apiece. And now 6'5" Brian Carter back to serve. Good up, back set by Meyer. Double block, stays alive, and all over the net, Mehlville. They might have had 2, 3, 4 hands in the net that time.
Yeah, Josh Wright's definitely got the net. And he may have been joined by the other blocker, Lively. There were at least 2 or 3 hands in the net on that one.
And this serve by Carter is wide, so back to all tied up at 6. And it will be Ryan Lively with the jump serve. Great top spin. Can they bring it back in? They do. Nice play by Phil Mullen. And that was blocked. And
Mason Mooney with the rejection. And then a little bit of a stare down to the net. These two teams know each other quite well now. The captain, Ryan Lively, had a conversation with our first referee, Karen Nager.
And into the game is Michael Delo for Chaminade. Mullins float serve. They can't get it to the setter. Thomason with a good up there. Ball played by Mehlville off the block. Thomason, a nice dig there. Tipped down, and Delo got a hand on it, but it's going to be a point for Mehlville. And that was Trotsky, I believe.
Josh Wright's out of the middle,
Wright.
I think. Number 13 with a nice angle shot. He waited till the ball was in the plane and then took a look at the court and pushed it to his right with just one hand.
Shannon serve. Little overpass, and Kreitzman will take care of that.
Smart play by Kreitzman. Some guys like to try to bounce that ball. Didn't try to do too much. Just pushed it down with 2 hands gently.
Plus he didn't put it straight ahead, angled it off. Tipped over by Mason that time. Hard swing by Kreitzman, and his second kill along with the block.
Good swing by Lee Kreitzman. I believe you know his grandfather.
His grandfather is Lee Kittle, who is had been a volleyball coach and player for a long time, and played adult volleyball. A lot of folks in the area will know him. Oh, the back tip, but we're going to get, there you go. Well, back row attack call.
It would have been
4 hits anyway.
It would have been 4 contacts because the ball wasn't going to go over from Meyer, Bradley Meyer. Yeah, Meyer went to tip it. He's back row. Now, the bottom of the ball was probably still below the net. I think the better call would have been 4 contacts. The officials actually signaled back row attack, but the play ended on the 4th contact. You can't really call back row attack till it hits the floor.
Oh, get a good pass and set in the middle, and turning it well wide is Torrance. We're even again at 9s.
These two teams do match up well. They have some really strong players, and then they have some support players, and you need a nice balance from everybody tonight.
Myers into the net on the set, and the pass kind of drew him in there. Couldn't get up before he hit the net.
Yeah, that's a ball where Bradley Meyer might want to wait and let it come off of the net. He's in that tough serve receive position. He's back left, so rotation 3.
That's Phil Mullen with the serve. Nice dig by Jimmy Mullen. It goes over. Outside set, and
he got the net again. Oh, it's a double contact. Had to turn his body. Now, what's interesting, it's a 5-2 offense, so Coach Mark Wilhite can bring Ung back in that same position, but they're going to go with Meyer again.
Oh, hard hit. Thomason got a piece of it, but can't control it, and that's Trotsky. Wow, nice kill there.
Trotsky was an unsung hero in their straight set win. I guess it was last night. I want to say Tuesday, but it was just last night. And he's going to go to Illinois Tech and play Division III volleyball.
Scott Harrison comes in to serve. He's a junior. Ung back in the front row. He'll set across the front. Harrison's little float serve. Pulls the setter off. Tight set there, and it's out. That's Mehlville's point.
And that's Jimmy Mullen trying to do too much. He's 20 feet off the net, and he's going to back set it to the right pin to Michael Delo.
So the better set is?
Just put it high over on the left and live with what happens.
He goes the quick set this time, and Mason Mooney with the kill.
And it starts with the quality pass. I think it was Phil Mullen, Jimmy's brother, with a perfect pass. So that lets number 13 run the quick set to his smaller middle. Mason Mooney only 6'1".
We've gone a complete rotation with Thomason serving for the second time. Means Carter's back in the front row. There's a big block, but it comes down on the Chaminade side, giving Kreitzman his third kill in the set.
Delo was there with Brian Carter, but they couldn't penetrate the net. Credit Kreitzman, he turned it off their hands.
Deep serve, nice pass by Thomason, and Carter got that one.
And you said it, Owen Thomason with a perfect pass from about 3 or 4 feet from the end line right on Jimmy Mullen's head. So when Mullen gets a good pass, he's going to use Brian Carter, and he should.
And I'm sure Mehlville knows that,
yeah,
and
they're
try
trying
to load
camp.
up.
We might see a triple block on Brian Carter.
Float serve played by Shannon nicely. Lively off the top of the double block for a point. His third kill now.
Purdue Fort Wayne is in the MEVA conference, and they had a pretty good team this year. And so the fact that Ryan Lively is going to go play Division I volleyball in Fort Wayne speaks volumes about his ability.
Low pass, they just tip it over. Jimmy Mullins did. Now out of the back, Kreitzman, it's long.
Good idea to use the Bic, keep everybody honest, but that set was probably a hair too low. Lively can jump so high, you've got to put it up high enough. You want it to be a quick, but you don't want it to be too low.
Yeager serve off the tape, played up, but Ung can't get a set out of it. And a 2-point lead now at 15-13 for the Red Devils, formerly the Flyers. We get a little chant from the Chaminade students. Good pass there, set middle, kept alive. Thomason's they're gonna tip it, but draws the block into the net.
Number 8, Regis Ung, drawn into the net on that tip. The great thing about that tip, I call it the candy cane. It's high enough to go over the block and then straight down their back. And we're gonna get our first timeout taken by the Mehlville Panthers head coach Mark Wilhite.
All right, and with that timeout, we're gonna go to let you hear from All Volleyball, the sponsor of today's broadcast on prepcast.com.
All Volleyball is now the place to go for all your corporate wear needs. Whether you're looking to outfit your entire company or just want to look good on the golf course, All Volleyball has you covered. They offer the best high-performance brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Asics, Nike, and Mizuno. It's the best place to go to get your company's logo on the latest jackets, polos, and carry bags. They pride themselves on making sure the order is on time, under budget, and done correctly. Shop online now.
We're here in the middle of the first set of Class 3 Boys Championship Volleyball. And right now, Chaminade has a 3-point lead over Mehlville, 16-13. Both teams back on the court. It'll be Michael Yeager back to serve as Mehlville used their first timeout. See what they come out with. I'm sure they have a set play if they get a good pass. That one's not quite on target, and the set is over and pushed down by Carter for the kill.
Good play, Brian Carter being ready for that ball. I wouldn't have expected it to come over, but on the save, it angled just inside the antenna.
Ung had a long way to go to get to it. This one better. And now Lively gets good hit, but Thomason, nice dig. Carter with the finish.
Brian Carter, middle in transition, we call that. And anytime you can dig a ball and then still get your middle as a big part of your offense, and that's what Jimmy Mullen did.
Yeah, Carter up on the block, had to get back and get ready to hit. He was there. They go to Lively, who's blocked. It stays in. Kreitzman to Ung. Tipped, just out. That tip was by Wrights. He had a great idea, just a hair long.
So this one's getting out of hand. Mark Wilhite has a timeout left.
Yeager's serve pulls Ung way off the net. That's tight. And Lively tried to tip it, and he got it.
Oh, I think that ball, well, line judge Shelby Hartley says that ball was in. I thought maybe it went behind the antenna the way it was angling out, but no argument from head coach Brandon Carter from Chaminade. So a terrific save by Lively. Trying to do a little too much on that one.
Oh, man. Myers in to play, serve and set when he's in the back row, tipped across. And we're going to get a double contact that time as Wrights tried to step in and make the set. It was a low pass, and his setter was not going to get to it, but he's called on the double.
Ryan Lively talking to his setter, Bradley Meyer. And we're going to get that second and final timeout, and it's a good thing. I'm surprised he didn't take it sooner than that.
Well, he stops it there, and we'll hear more from All Volleyball here on Prepcast.com.
All Volleyball is excited to introduce you to our brand new Custom Fuse fanwear. Custom Fuse gives you the access to create your very own sublimated spirit shirts, hoodies, jackets, and even banners, blankets, and rally towels. With our exclusive new design tool, you can choose between multiple styles, patterns, and colors, and add your team's logo to make it one of a kind. Make sure you let everyone know who your fans are this season by going to allvolleyball.com to create yours today.
All right, it's sing-along time here at
fans singing
Roberts
Country Roads.
Country Roads. The Blues have that in the third period every game now. For some reason, everybody likes to sing that song, even though it has nothing to do with St. Louis or Missouri.
Exactly. Hey,
what the heck?
Maybe the winning team's going to play Gloria after they win this Class 3 finals.
They're still singing as Carter goes to serve here. Float serve deep. Good pass by Shannon. Tipped into the block, played up, but we're going to get a center line violation on Lively.
Yeah, Ryan Lively wants the ball in this situation, and now we're going to get the change of setters. So in the 5-2 offense, I asked Coach Wilhite about Ong and Meyer and why he goes with the 5-2, and he said both of them get a little stressed, and so he likes the ability to switch them out. So that's what he's doing here, and he gets the missed serve from Brian Carter.
Yeah, trying to hit that sideline off by just a hair.
So Ung's going to stay on. Carter's going to get a breath on the bench.
And Lively with an ace.
Excuse me, Bradley Meyer's going to get a breath on the bench.
And we'll see if can Lively, through his serve, bring him back in. Down by 5. Set number 1. A little bit softer there. And we're going to get a double contact on that set.
Good call by our first referee, Karen Nager. We want to give a shout out to her brother, Kerry Cusimano. I think he's here somewhere. Surely he'd come and watch his sister ref. He's our girls director at St. Louis High Performance, and he was my head coach with girls 18 Royal. But
I saw
good to
him
see
last
his sister
night.
referee. Yeah, he was here last night.
And that one sails long.
Lively.
1 serve out for Mehlville, 2 for Chaminade. As they creep close to that 25-point set winner, it is setter Jimmy Mullen back to serve. He's going to float it. Good pass, Ung back set. Lively with the swing. Outside, cross-court hit. Shannon's up with it. Back set, I'm going to correct that.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
Lively,
Trosky.
that's Trosky.
Oh,
That's
no.
tight and put down. No, it's
that's
put out.
No touch.
Out.
So that was a mistake by Ung. He tried to put a set with his platform out to the left pin, put it too tight. Now we're going to have a discussion with the officials.
And I think the question is what he obviously put down was out of bounds, but was it touched on the way down?
No, it was just straight out of bounds.
Straight out of bounds, even though the Chaminade players thought it got blocked.
And I think D'Lo, if he'd have let that go, that set would have gone out of bounds.
Out of bounds itself, yeah. That's hard to let it go when you've got one you can slam down. This is tight. Mullen does a nice job, but big single block in there by Torrance.
So Colton Torrance with the rejection. He's a teammate with Kevin Shannon. Those two guys play on the first 17s team.
And that is Shannon serving, and now that's tight. Mullen one-hand set is blocked, and that's Kreitzman up, was one of the blockers.
Also, Colton Torrance got all the way over. He was over on the right pin to block and managed to get over and help Lee Kreitzman. And now we're going to get a timeout by head coach Brandon Carter.
Yeah, that encourages the timeout here. I'm thinking that's 3 points in a row now. And trying to stop that is Coach Carter and just calm things down a little bit. It's been a little hectic up on top of that net right now.
Well, the momentum has definitely shifted back. I think it was a 6-point Chaminade lead at one point, and now it's completely shifted back, and Mehlville is answering. We've been watching the serving for Chaminade, and they are really targeting Ryan Lively, making him handle every ball. And he's doing okay, but one of the things that does as a coach, you wear down the player mentally to where now he's thinking about passing, and all of a sudden maybe he's hitting a couple balls out or he's not serving in because he's so focused on the pressure of receiving every ball. They're also targeting Lee Kreitzman, so they're trying to make both the pin hitters work hard.
And the other thing is if you can draw him into the middle of the court, then it's hard for him to get out, get ready to hit. Even if he does make a good pass, you're moving him a lot. So let's see what happens here as Kevin Shannon's been on a little run for the Panthers. And we have Anthony Greer comes into the game in place of Mike D'Lo. He is the senior.
Yeah, we've seen Greer before as a sub, but not typically on the right side.
Tipped across, played up by Kreitzman, back set. Trosky's blocked, he'll play it up. Ung's going to back set all the way across to Kreitzman, blocked into the net, and Mason tried to save it, but could not.
Tremendous set by Regis Ung. He's had a couple misconnects, but that one, he turned his body, got his hands up early, and put it about 2 or 3 feet off the net in perfect position.
Shannon again, they'll back set here off the top of the block, and it's out. Almost playing that was Mullen, but he thought better and let it go over his head.
And it almost hit Phil Mullen in the back. He forgot that he had just committed the perfect swing and had tool time going on, but he started to say, I got to keep the ball in play.
Well, D'Lo back in the front row now. Greer was a quick in and out. Kreitzman, good pass, back set. Trotsky saved, and now Thomason with a good hit. Oh, and
a kill for the libero.
Oh, and that is set point now. How about that? Thomason saves the play, and poor old Regis Ong just got tangled up with the middle trying to get to ball number 2. Short serve. Ong's going to go outside to Kreitzman, cross court. Thomason puts it high and over the net.
Jimmy Mullen does something that smart setters do. You run in and you pretend like you're going to set it and then let it drop. And nobody on Mehlville was ready. It drops for a point, and set 1 is in the books by a score of 25-21.
Wow, and Mehlville waiting for the set, never did go up with them. They had a block, had an easy block, and if you put it off of Mullen's hands, he's a back row attacker, back row blocker, you score the point, but that didn't happen, and we'll go to set number 2 after this message from our sponsors today, All Volleyball, here on Prepcast.com.
We are a volleyball-specific retailer. We think that this sport deserves people that are experts in certain areas, and we feel like we've filled that void.
Compared to the big box stores, I mean, you might be trying to buy volleyball equipment from someone who played baseball all their life or football, whereas here, most of our staff has played volleyball, especially those that interact directly with the customers, so they know the sport in and out.
One of the things that our team customers get, and even our retailer customers get, is someone that truly understands the game, but they also understand the entire sales process from start to finish.
We have customers who come back to us year after year, and we have customers who leave and come back and tell us, nobody will work for us like you guys will.
The positive culture of our company, number 1, first and foremost, comes from my mom and dad.
Since day one, they have put family first. They have served our staff before anyone else. That's how we've treated people, and that's how they treat each other as a couple, and it's just resonated.
Our work ethic comes from the people around us. Everybody works hard every single day.
You do what is right and you do what people expect, and they'll be back.
Since the very beginning, our heart has been in the right place. We are not focused on profit, we are focused on purpose, and what we want our customers to know is that if they spend their money with us, that we're committed to being good stewards of it.
We're getting ready for our set number 2, and there you are looking at, who is that, Coach?
Well, that is head coach Mark Willite, but his assistant coach to our left and his right is Blue Swede. Now, Blue Swede appears to be a dog wearing sunglasses. He's a bit of a piñata, and apparently he showed up. The boys found Blue Swede somewhere, and we're not sure what's inside the piñata. We're not sure if they break him, if they win state or lose state. So we'll see if Blue Swede, switching over to the other side, he's sitting in the head coach's seat. So apparently he is somewhat of a magic man. We have not had a 3-setter yet, but we'll see if Blue Swede can bring Mehlville back here in set 2.
All right, and I do want to point out that as the team came back out, or the Mehlville team came back out on the court, Colton Torrance kind of pulled everybody together, give a little talk there, and I'm sure it was, hey, we're in this thing. Let's not get down. That's just one set. All we have to do is win this one, force that 3rd set, and of course all 3 sets go to 25. Chaminade is halfway to their 2nd state championship in boys volleyball. And it looks like it will be Lee Kreitzman to start things off here, set number 2 for Mehlville. Tight pass. Mullins goes to set, ends up in the net. So first point.
Easy call for the refereeing crew, as it was right in front of Karen Nager. She didn't even need help from her second referee. Jimmy Mullen backed into the net.
Good top spin serve. Phil Mullen got that up. Now here's a tight one. Unk tries to put across. He keeps alive after the block. Shannon will do the libero set, and it's into the double block. Mooney along with Thilo for that point.
Ryan Lively tried what we used to call the block seeker. where you just try to hit it so hard you're going to break it through the block, but well-defined block for Chaminade.
Thomason with the serve. Lively bounces that one. Nobody touching that, and it's good on the line.
Only counts for 1 point, but for Ryan Lively, that might give his team a lift in terms of the emotional uptick.
Served by Torrance. Mullen tries to shoot set, and Carter says it's got to be a little bit higher for that to work.
Yeah, Brian Carter goes 6'5", not going to play college volleyball. I think I heard he's going to go to the University of Oklahoma, but boy, he'd be a good one for somebody. Still never too late to change your mind.
Maybe he'll play there.
That would be club, and that's fun.
Back set, and D'Lo gets his first kill of the match.
Good for Jimmy Mullen. He's got Brian Carter right in front of him. Would have been an easy set to his middle, but he uses Carter as a decoy and goes to D'Lo.
Well, in that first set, Lively led all hitters with 5 kills. Kreitzman had 3, and Carter had 3 on the Chaminade side. Kreitzman with a good pass. Ung, and the block hits the line all the way on the far side, and Carter's going to score with the block, and we're tied at 3.
I think Brian Carter got a little help from Michael Yeager. I think Yeager was up with him. Or it may have been Jimmy Mullen. Yeah, I guess it was Jimmy Mullen on this side.
Kreitzman pulls Ung off a little bit, set behind Lively. He'll just put it in the middle of the court outside. Yeager over the top of the block, and trying to dig was Harrison. Couldn't bring it back into the court.
So Chaminade getting the start they needed. Just an early 1-point lead, but not letting Mehlville get after them early.
Pass on target, cross-court hit, and a kill for Lively. 7 kills now in the match.
Now this is the power rotation. I like to find a lineup that I think is the strongest. For Mehlville, Lively in the front with Trotsky and Josh Wrights. Good size all the way across and power at either pin.
And Ung is serving, so he'll stay in and set. Tipped across, Ung plays it. Shannon tries to get it up to a hit, but it's going to be a free ball back. Chaminade on the attack, middle. Block played up and can't get it over.
Good recognition. Josh Wright stayed camped on Brian Carter. He was not worried about Jimmy Mullen going outside. Mullen's in the front row, so he only has 2 attackers unless he goes back row to his brother.
Ung again. Good pass, and there's that middle hit that they want from Brian Carter.
And credit Owen Thomason. That was not an easy serve. It backed him up. He used his hands, was strong, and got it right up to Jimmy Mullen.
And you can see he is the main serve receiver, and you see why. Getting that ball to the setter. There's one right to Ung. That one never made it over 4 as Trotsky puts it into the net. 4 hits, or 4 touches, I should say.
4 contacts.
There we go.
Correct. So again, Chaminade keeping the pressure on early.
Nice pass by Lively, gets the back set off of, I think, Carter's head that time on
Mullen.
the block.
I think it got Mullen's head, but Carter put it away. So Ryan Lively hit that ball straight down, and the only problem with that is it makes the block taller.
Right.
And in this case, Phil Mullen is 5'9", but it went off his forehead because of the way Lively attacked it. Better to attack it deep in the court. Let's see where Lively goes on this one. Much better. Much better.
And that's going to be off the
ceiling. Pretty good touch in the backcourt by Vincent Laurie, the DS who comes in for Michael D'Lo, but it's a kill for Lively.
And that's a high ceiling. That's how hard Lively hit it.
Yes. And now Lively, and I think Ryan Lively is the captain. He's the team leader. He's the best player on the team. At this point, he's almost emotionally too high. That bounce ball he's a little bit out of control trying to do too much. We'll see if he can pull it back in.
Nice serve by Logan Miller there. Yeager keeps it alive. Mullins, outside set, block. And the kill. Krosky with the block.
Got some help from Josh Wrights and a good setup. It was an out-of-system play. Jimmy Mullen had to go high left. So a good job by Wrights to release early, get camped out there.
Shannon to serve. Going cross court, but it goes too deep. Third serve out for the Panthers on the night.
And now we're going to see that sub of Anthony Greer, and I think I know what Coach Brandon Carter's doing. We'll talk about it in a second.
Good pass, outside return hit to Kreitzman, who's having a nice match.
So this substitute is designed to put an outside hitter, Anthony Greer, over on the left. Michael Delo is a lefty and not really strong as a left side hitter, so Greer's job is to just come in this one rotation and help get a side out.
Serve push the receiver deep, tipped across. Ung's going to set and get called on the double, trying to get it all the way across the court.
Mark Wilhite stood up on that one. He's not happy about the call, but I think it was correct. Again, Ung probably needs to settle down and not try to force cross-court sets.
Ung will go to Lively in the back and just a roll in the middle, and there you go. He got that under control.
Yeah, much better situation. In fact, if anything, he was closer to the left pin on that one, but he decided to go to Lively in the back row. Could have done that on the previous ball, so good adjustment by Regis Ung.
Tight ball there, and
it's going to be interference with the set.
Yeah, good call. It's going up, trying to block it, but the ball never broke the plane of the net.
And Jimmy Mullen is back row, so you're taking a chance. If it's in the plane, he becomes an illegal attacker or illegal blocker, but that ball wasn't in the plane.
Thomason serves, taken by Shannon.
Oh,
and
wow.
Ung gets called on the double again, and you know, once you're called on it, it's in your head. A little different.
And we'll have to see if Bradley Meyer comes off the bench. Typically, he doesn't come in this early in the front row.
In the front row, yeah. I think they like Ung in the front. He gets a clean one there. Lively puts it down the line, played up by Mullen. Yeager off the top of the block. That's saved by Kreitzman. Lively's going to give the free ball back. Thomason, they back set, and now going to call Jimmy Mullen going to, and well, it is the state championship. If you're going to be tight, this is where you're going to be.
Everybody was camped on Brian Carter, so that was an opportunity to take a swing with no block, but the double ended the rally.
Torrance to serve. Pass right on the money. Carter's hit is wide.
Now that ball is out of bounds. Good call by our line judge over on that far left corner, Shelley Hartley. She raised that flag right away.
And those balls are flying. That's not the
that
easiest call in the world.
No, and these lines are orange on brown.
That time, and no doubt that was in the court.
You've got to serve Chaminade tough enough to pull Jimmy Mullen off the net so he can't go to Brian Carter in system. The middles, Wrights and Torrance, are pretty good, but they're going to have a hard time against Brian Carter.
And this is Lowry to serve. Ung will come near side. Lively just shoots it across. Mullen to Carter. He's blocked. One-on-one. Wrights does it again.
So Josh Wrights plays on the third team for High P. Brian Carter plays on the first team. So those third team guys, they love it when they can go one-on-one with one of their fellow clubmates.
Regis Ung with the serve. Another good pass. I think I'd stop serving Thomason. Lively, and a Nice catch by Jimmy Mullen.
I guess Mullen, it may have gone off Mullen and grazed the antenna, but he certainly didn't make a play on the ball. He must have been pretty sure that was going to the floor.
Tight pass there, but handled well by Mullen. The block goes out of bounds, and Yeager will get that kill. Third of the match.
And was it Michael Yeager last Tuesday night, I guess, that had fans in London? I'm trying to remember.
Yes,
it was Michael Yeager, sister and
mom
in London. We don't know if they're tuned in tonight, but he just put the ball away.
Tip across by Trotsky. Second ball down by Jimmy Mullen. That was pretty.
He is a crafty center. When I coached boys a couple years ago, he was on the 17s team, and he would come to our practices and run one of the offenses. And Jimmy can be very creative.
Back set here. Lively's dug by Lowry. And now, wow.
Perfect example right there. From about 9 feet off the net, he forces it to Carter. That is hard to do.
Yeah. Beautiful dig by Lowry. Nice set, and that will lead to a Mehlville timeout. And we want to let you know all about All Volleyball, and you can see their the sponsor here tonight. They've been a sponsor for the boys championship week for a number of years now, and if you'd like to visit them, you can look them up online at allvolleyball.com, or better yet, go on into their store. They've got plenty to see, everything you'd ever want. They've been in business for over 20 years. They are your one-stop shop for all your volleyball needs, with a huge selection of shoes, uniforms, equipment, and more. They have something for everyone, and with true team experts on staff, you will always get your order on time, under budget, and done correctly. They guarantee it. Check them out, allvolleyball.com. Check them out today, and you can ask for Brett Strawhunt, who works there, and he's a good guy. I'm sure he can help you if you have any special questions or needs, and everybody there can help you.
And as we saw earlier, Mehlville took the timeout, but they were the first team back on the court. Brandon Carter with a little more conversation for the Red Devils.
Well, Red Devils up by 3 here with Yeager serving. Deep serve, handled by Kreitzman. They go middle to Lively, and Lowry plays it somehow back across the net.
I think he played it off his face or his shoulder.
And Lively swings again, and Phil Mullen up there to block it, but it went out of bounds off the block. Hence, the Panthers will serve, and it'll be Lively to serve. And, Coach, let's see how he handles this serve. Last time he served out.
Now, if I'm Ryan Lively, I'd take a little something off the first one. And he did. And he served an ace.
And he got an ace.
Didn't hit it as hard as he can, but made sure it was in.
And thank goodness he didn't hit it as hard as he can, because it hit the line. Much harder would have been long.
He had one the other night, I think, that hit the back wall.
Yo, you're right.
Now a little harder one, and that one's out.
Yep.
So close. That would have been huge to serve 2 aces in a row. Would have tied it up.
Would have tied it up. An ace to serve out. And it turns things over to Logan Miller, who'll come in and serve for the Red Devils right down the line. And a little mix-up gives a free ball back to Chaminade. They go strong side, kept alive. Long gets it to Lively, who's blocked by Mason Mooney.
The smallest middle out here with a huge stuffed block.
And that's not easy to block the back row attack. You got to have some pretty good timing, right?
You don't jump until they've contacted the ball. Now missed serve. Logan Miller missing short. My least favorite serve in all of volleyball.
There you go. Not the short serve, but the short miss.
The short miss. You just don't have to do anything.
So it'll be Kevin Shannon with an ace.
Now the short ace, that's a good serve.
There you go.
Let's see what Shannon does behind the ace.
3 aces to 2 in favor of the Panthers.
Goes to the same spot. Good plan.
Tipped, and that's going to fall. Shannon saw it, couldn't quite get there. Phil Mullen with the smart play for the back to a 2-point lead. And it has been really back and forth. I think 3-point lead is all the biggest we've had in this set. Jimmy Mullen to serve, float serve. Right on the setter's hands with the pass, block, kept alive. Ung comes out to Kreitzman, who will cool the block for a point.
Great expression on the face of Regis Ung. He's very nervous about those high balls out to the pin, but he got a good one. And Kreitzman rewarded him with a kill. And spectacular cover. Kevin Shannon had to dive underneath that play after Trotsky was blocked.
Scott Harrison with the float. Mullen back sets, cross-court hit. Harrison's there to play it up. Ung will put it high, nobody will swing. Mullen goes back again, off the block and scores. Mullen to Mullen, Phil Mullen with the kill.
And the reason nobody swung, it was hard to tell on the Regis Ung set whether it was to Lively in the back row or Kreitzman in the front row. It was sort of an in-between set, and it created doubt in their minds.
And this is Phil Mullen with the serve. Ung's going back row that time. Lively skies to tip it across. Real wide, but Yeager's able to keep it in. Kreitzman, and that's well out.
And the problem for Mehlville, Lee Kreitzman's still looking for a double contact, as were the fans down below. You cannot stay focused on what the ref didn't call.
Right. Oh, and this one goes into the net. That's the fourth serve out of the match for the Red Devils, and that equals the 4 the Panthers have. These are big serves for Lee Kreitzman late in set 2. Panthers need to win to force the third set. Beautiful pass by Thomason. Yeager's block. Jimmy Mullen has to play that, so Thomason will set back row, tipped across by Phil Mullen. Ung to Lively off the top of the block. Mullen goes strong side. Yeager's dug by Harrison. Ung takes it out to Lively again. Big dig by Phil Mullen. Yeager's going to power tips. Harrison reads it and digs it across the net. Try it again. Harrison there, it's over. What a rally, back set, tip down, but we've got a net call before.
Jimmy Mullen got the net with his elbow.
And it'll be a big point to the Panthers on a long rally. Ooh.
Second referee, Jennifer Kellner, right on that call. So that was a huge rally for the Panthers. What can they do with this serve?
And now they'll get a free ball back.
Should go to Lively.
They go middle off the top of the block. Torrance, and that is Colton Torrance's first kill of the match.
And he was very effective in his semifinal match against Webster, but he's not getting set a lot, but he came through big. So a timeout taken by head coach Brandon Carter. We wanted to mention Coach Carter in his third year. He is a class of 2008 Chaminade grad, and then one of his assistant coaches, Eric Burge, is a class of 89. So a little bit of a separation, 20-year separation between those two gentlemen. And on the other side, quite a trifecta of teachers for Mark Wilhite. He's a history teacher. He's in his third year as the head coach. Nick Orff, one of his assistant coaches, is a science teacher. And then Sammy Miller, the other assistant coach, the only female on the bench, is a math teacher. And then Mark Leininger is a former outside hitter for the Mehlville Panthers. And then we always want to give a shout out to Dr. Corey Arbini, a math teacher down at Mehlville High School. He's been there for a long time. A legend, as I always say, a legendary volleyball coach on the girls' side, not so much on the boys' side. Girls club volleyball. He's been quite effective over a long time. Not as long as me, but, well, maybe. Actually, he's younger, but maybe.
Maybe. All right, 21-21, set 2. Chaminade took the first. Oh, And Kreitzman's serve goes long, and Coach, go ahead.
Grandpa can't be happy with that one, can he?
No.
Yeah, that was
get
the
it in after
coach's
the timeout.
point. You've got to get that serve in. So big serve coming up for Owen Thomason. Mehlville has to have an answer right away.
Oh.
The perfect answer.
Yeah, Mehlville didn't have to do anything, scores the point.
So now Colton Torres is the man of the hour at 22 all.
Put the ball in and let him play, especially after 2 serve outs. He does. Pass on the money, back set. Hard hit, nice dig by Kreitzman. Tipped, it's still alive. Kreitzman has to roll it. No. Back row attack, his foot was on the attack line.
Yeah, Karen Nager got that one right away. I was thinking he would stay down.
And in the end, he didn't hit it hard. He probably could have and gotten the same result.
Exactly.
But
the set was a decent set for a back row attack, but the footwork was not there for Lee Kreitzman, so you got to let it go and give it away.
23-22. Lowry with the serve. Kreitzman will make the pass. Outside, and a kill once again, Lively.
Regis Ong has come back from some double contacts to make some really quality sets.
A great point, Coach.
Yeah, Lively was frustrated because he wasn't getting the ball, but he stuck with his setter, and he's still in the front row. One more rotation. Big serve coming up for Ong.
The float's played by Thomason. Mullen will go outside to Yeager. Block played up. Thomason is there. What a cover. Outside Lively. Laurie keeps it alive. They'll bring it over, and Mullen gives the free ball back. Chance for Mehlville to pound. They go outside. It's blocked. Ong has to play that. Lively swings down the front of the block. And now Mehlville is at set point.
Out of system play with Kevin Shannon, the libero, popping up a hittable ball. It wasn't 5-5, but it was pretty close. And now we get a timeout, a final timeout taken by Coach Carter for Chaminade. Fans are on their feet down below. Great crowd. You know, this is one of the better. I always talk about Class 4, clearly the athletes. There's just more of them. The populations at the schools are bigger. The players are usually a little bigger, but this is one of the higher level Class 3 finals that I've seen over the last 10 years, as both these teams match up very well, and they both played a lot of Class 4 teams, so they are very experienced, each one of them with only one loss to a fellow Class 3 opponent.
Right. And this is as tight as you can get. A win here by Mehlville, force the third set. If Chaminade can come back, tie it up, and take this one, they win in 2. But, wow, it's been an outstanding night of volleyball. And the Panthers would like to extend it. It's Ong back to serve. He has Lively along with Wrights and Trotsky on that front row. As you mentioned, Coach, that's the best attacking lineup they have. Put your serve in, play a little D, and see if you can finish it out.
And Jimmy Mullen, if he gets a pass, wants to go to Brian Carter.
For sure. The serve is in. Thomason's pass on the money. He goes to Yeager instead. Played up by Shannon. Ung will come strong side. Lively will finish set number 2 with the kill. Wow.
So Jimmy Mullen doesn't go to Carter. Yeager can't put it away, but Lively can.
Well, as the captains go find out who will serve, which side they'll be on, we'll take one more break before we go to set number 3.
Our first one.
Our first 3-set match, you're right. All Volleyball brings you this action on prepcast.com.
We are a volleyball-specific retailer. We think that this sport deserves people that are experts in certain areas, and we feel like we've filled that void.
Compared to the big box stores, I mean, you might be trying to buy volleyball equipment from someone who played baseball all their life or football, whereas here, most of our staff has played volleyball, especially those that interact directly with the customers, so they know the sport in and out.
One of the things that our team customers get and even our retailer customers get is someone that truly understands the game, but they also understand the entire sales process from start to finish.
We have customers who come back to us year after year, and we have customers who leave and come back and tell us nobody will work for us like you guys will.
The positive culture of our company, number one, first and foremost, comes from my mom and dad.
Since day one, they have put family first. They have served our staff before anyone else. That's how we've treated people, and that's how they treat each other as a couple, and it's just resonated.
Our work ethic comes from the people around us. Everybody works hard every single day.
You do what is right and you do what people expect, and they'll be back.
Since the very beginning, our heart has been in the right place. We are not focused on profit, we are focused on purpose, and what we want our customers to know is that if they spend their money with us, that we're committed to being good stewards of it.
Well, we're getting ready for set number 3 in Class 3 Boys Volleyball Championship.
And Gloria is playing here at the Roberts Gym at Webster Groves, and the fans are enjoying it. And while we're at it, congratulations to the St. Louis Blues, as they are in the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in 49 years. I remember 68, 69, 70.
Yes, do I. That's a lot for us.
That'll date both of us.
Let's ask James if he remembers.
Well, he doesn't.
No.
He's too young. But the one thing people forget is we never won a single game in all 3 of those Stanley Cup Finals. And this year, the first thing to do is win a game.
Win a game, that's right.
Win that game 1 in Boston.
I do want to point out, in 68, it was 1 goal difference every game, and 2 of those games went overtime. But
yes,
that's hockey.
That is exactly right.
Let's talk volleyball. And after a Chaminade 25-21 win, a great second set that Mehlville prevails 25-23 to force set number 3. And we have the Chaminade student body bouncing up and down, encouraging their players.
Chaminade brought a lot of fans here tonight, but I think Mehlville brought even more.
It's a great atmosphere for high school sports, and Jimmy Mullins just got a final talk from his assistant coach. He's ready to go out on the court. And it looks like Chaminade will serve, Mehlville to receive. And as they do when they have served, Owen Thomason, number 0, senior libero for Chaminade, will start things off. He's been outstanding, serve, receive, and digging.
I'm a little worried about Blue Swede. Now there's like a pink pillow next to him.
Yeah.
It's getting crowded on the bench for Mehlville. But hey, Blue Swede pulled out that second set. What's going to happen in set 3?
I don't know. It looks like Blue Swede is staring at Thomason right now. He's trying to put the hex on him.
He's putting a little bit. Well, he's taking off his sunglasses. No, he still has his sunglasses on.
Still have them on. All right, here we go. Serve to the far corner. Lively makes that pass. Middle hit is blocked, and that would be none other than Brian Carter with his 3rd block in this match.
Carter all over that ball. It's interesting because Mark Willite, I think he spun the dial a little bit. He's got Ung starting in the left front position.
After the block, nice dig by Shannon. Now over to Yeager off the top of the block. And we're going to get a lift on that. After a good dig by Harrison.
Yeah, I don't agree with that call by Karen Nager. It's the first time I haven't agreed with her because I thought Ung made a good play. It looked like he used a fist, and I don't think the ball came to rest.
I thought he used his fingers, and I thought it was a good call. So that shows you it's hard to tell.
Right, and we're way up here in the skybox in the Roberts Gym. Now we're going to have a conference between first referee Karen Nager and second referee Jennifer Kellner, and maybe what we're checking on is did something else happen first?
Now there'll be no, doesn't look like anything will change, and she goes, the R2 goes over to Brandon Carter to say something. I'm not sure what that was about, but we're ready to go. 2-0 lead for the Red Devils. Goes to the far corner. Kreitzman will get the return set, but can't hit it, just puts it over. Jimmy Mullen sets Carter in the middle, and now double hit called on the set.
It looked like Jimmy Mullen almost, sometimes your shoes catch, and it looked like he lost his footing. Sometimes you'll stick on the floor, and that threw his hands off.
Kreitzman serve. Block in the middle of Carter. And now D'Lo will shoot it across. Lively off the double block and scores. And I like Lively had a smile on his face before the ball ever hit the ground. He knew it was headed there.
Well, he's not taking anything off some of those swings out in the left pin.
That's for sure. Yeager over the top of the block. Hung with the forearm set. Lively, hard swing. Not sure that ever made it over, but if it did, Carter was there for the block.
I think that was mid-net. I think that was a hitting error and an out-of-system play. And again, no transition, so just give the ball away and live to block.
Vincent Lowry, the junior, in to serve. Shannon pulls the setter off the net, but Lively takes the full swing and uses the tape to score the point. Lively now with 14 kills in the match. Huge second set by him. Torrance to serve. Pass right on the money. Yeager's going to go cross court. Torrance plays it. Lively swings. Laurie can't keep it in play.
You know, Vincent Laurie has made some excellent digs. He's really been good at reading the shots deep into the court by Ryan Lively, but he could not control that ball. A little extra pace.
Yeah, he was there. Like you said, he read where it was going, was right there. Tipped by Yeager is going to be out of bounds and point to Mehlville.
Brandon Carter, you can see him saying, calm down, guys. The emotions are running really high in this one, just as they did in the St. Louis U High Vianney match.
Another good up on serve receive and almost on his way down. Brian Carter tips it across to the floor.
So Carter still in the front row, one more rotation. Lively still in the front row, two more rotations.
And Yeager will be your server. Kreitzman with another good serve receive. Lively had to tip it across. Yeager with a nice save. That's an over dig. And tipping it down to the floor, Phil Mullen.
Kevin Shannon would like that one back. They teach you as a libero, don't hit the floor unless you have to. And I think he could have run through that ball, but he went down. So when he played it up, it just didn't get high enough. Close to a foot fault every time by Yeager.
That shoot, and Wrights will get a point on that one. His second kill.
Josh Wrights has a tough assignment because he's got Carter right across from him. Now Carter wants to get out on Lively, but he's waiting to see if Wrights gets the set.
Ung with the serve. Played up by Phil Mullen. They'll set and tipping to the far corner is Carter.
Love that shot from Brian Carter. Middles don't do that enough. They always tip short, maybe short right or short left, but that was a deep push to the corner.
And now it's Logan Miller into serve and dig in the back row. Back set. And there's Lively from the right side.
So Carter's gone to the bench, and now Lively goes to the back row. So the big attackers on either side. One is on the bench, and the other one's back at the service line.
And here is Lively's serve. Took a little bit off to keep it in there. Mullen, Jimmy tried to put it over, and Kreitzman read it and made the block.
Lee Kreitzman plays on High P 18 Orange. That's the second team. So again, those guys scrimmage a lot with the first team. So he knows Jimmy Mullen, and that's a great read by Lee Kreitzman. That's his first responsibility until he knows it's going to be set.
Nice up off a hard serve. Tip that time by Mooney is Doug. Tip barely over the double block. Kept alive nicely by Kreitzman. They just put it in the middle of the court. I think they missed their spot. Now Ung will go to Kreitzman. Dug by Laurie. Joust still alive. Kreitzman's going to set Lively in the back. Block, but stays on the Chaminade side, and Lively enjoying that.
We're going to have a discussion between first referee Karen Nager and second referee Jennifer Kellner whether there were 4 touches. Yeah, there were. That is the right call. Ryan Lively's going to come over and get an explanation, but I was surprised to see the ball set up when it looked like that was the third contact. I think they got this right.
On the very last play.
The play along the net, I think it was whoever went to set the ball up, the third contact, that should have gone over. But the third contact was a set, and then Ryan Lively attacked it.
Okay.
Yeah, they got that right. It was a bang-bang play. I can't tell you who was 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
But Ryan Lively was 4.
Okay, but Mehlville has the lead, even though they lost the serve here. Jimmy Mullen back to serve. Goes down the line. Kreitzman plays it. Now they'll back set. That hit goes into the net. That'll be 4 contacts. And we're tied at 8.
So Mehlville needs to move on. Can't be thinking about that last play.
Right.
Need to be making a play here. I've been impressed with the hand passes from both Lively and Kreitzman. Let's see where this serve goes. Should go to Kreitzman.
It does. Lively out of the back. He's dug by Thomason. It goes over. Back set this time, and they're going to get the touch on the block. Trotsky with the kill.
Good recognition by Ung. He used Lively on, some teams call it a 40 or a 30. It's that bick over to the side, but that was dug and came all the way back. So instead of going back to Lively, he goes to Trotsky.
Mullen sets middle, and Mooney with that kill.
Mooney's
his second of the match.
Is that just 2?
Yeah.
Well, he's been an effective player.
He's had some blocks.
Yeah, I want to say he's been blocking the ball and getting a few attacks. He doesn't get set a lot, but he's been effective.
Float serve by Phil Mullen. Low. Ung goes way down to get it. They'll give a free ball back. Does it make it? Yes. Thomason there to play that. Mullen with the back set. D'Lo off the top of the block. Lively has to give it free.
Ung put a ball where there was no hitter.
And D'Lo gets the swing and the kill.
Michael D'Lo getting 2 sets in the same rally. That doesn't happen too often.
That is his second kill in the match. Everybody involved on both sides. Big block on Kreitzman, tipped over but out. D'Lo with the block. Short serve, that's played over, thrown down by Yeager. Wow. Coach calling for a timeout, and you get it as...
might have been a point too late.
Mark Wilhite agrees with you. They're down by 3. But this isn't like club. We're not playing to 15, going to 25.
That's true. We are going to 25.
And now you've got the Chaminade crowd bouncing all around. They're excited here, and want to remind you that this match is brought to you by All Volleyball. It's the top specific retailer in the country for volleyball, located right here in South St. Louis County. Founded in 1995, it is the perfect place for you to shop for yourself, your team, or your favorite volleyball player, or your favorite volleyball coach, or in Coach K's case, your favorite volleyball announcer. With fast and free shipping on most items, your order will be ready before you know it. Check them out at allvolleyball.com or come visit the retail store today. It's out off of Tesson Ferry or Highway 21, just west of 270. So if you know that area, it's a nice big store with everything you would want for volleyball, and we've got everything we want right here with a great volleyball match, set number 3. Here comes Mehlville attacking, and Trotsky scores.
Trotsky is fired up. He's chest bumping with Ong. Again, sometimes Mehlville's team, they get a little too fired up.
Well, Trotsky had a big second set in the semifinal. He's been a little quiet here so far, but if he gets going, look out. And right now it is Harrison into serve.
Oh, might have been out, but played by Mullen.
D'Lo with the hit. That's Doug. Tried to tip it. Was an overset. Comes right back. Roll shot by Kreitzman. Thomason with that set. Yeager off the block. Yes. Point to Chaminade.
It's interesting. Kreitzman getting a little conservative with that roll shot. I thought that was a ball he was going to go after, but you get a little tight when you get into the third set halfway through.
And now they're down by 3. Serve is a hair long, and that will bring it back to the Panthers side for Lee Kreitzman to serve.
We've had 4 sets of championship volleyball so far, 2 in Class 4 and 2 in Class 3, and we had 3 by 2 points, the minimum you can have, and then 1 by 4 point. Now the missed serve, giving it right back behind a miss.
Yeah, and that's we've seen that a few times tonight, too often actually.
Vincent Lowry's back in.
He'll put it in there. I've got faith in that. It is. Ong has to reach back and play it. It's an overset. And was that Mullen with the kill?
Mullen with the kill. He saw that ball up in the plane, and he decided to take a swing at it. What I liked is he went hard angle, so he stayed out of the net.
That's his second kill in the match. Threw a second ball down before. Off the top of the block. Kept alive. Thomason will set Yeager. Oh, and the block is there. Torrance along with Ong, but I'm going to say Torrance got all of that.
Yeah, Torrance with the great net penetration. He's listed at 6'5", and he might be a little bigger than that. That's one thing about high school guys. Their heights change.
Yeah, that's true. Mullen got it to Carter, who's in the front row now.
What a play by Mullen. He goes beyond, well, right on the sideline. So Brian Carter comes all the way over there and makes himself available to attack a quick set. Out of system quick set. That's hard to do.
Yeager with the serve. Lively off the double block to bring the ball back to the Panthers side.
And that's 3 teammates off 18 Royal. That's Lively attacking it off of Mullen and Carter. As soon as the state tournament's up, why, these guys go back and do club volleyball, and then the Nationals are in Dallas this year. So they'll be headed down to Big D later in.
We've got the towel timeout.
Yeah, we
Coach.
got the towel timeout, but it's on Usually a team doesn't check for moisture except when the other team is serving. But in this case, it looks sincere by Kevin Shannon.
All right, Ung's ready to serve. Good float serve, a nice pass though. Mullen puts it outside, the block is there. Mullen will go to him again, and it's blocked out of bounds. Phil Mullen, so Mullen to Mullen a couple times and it works.
Carter now goes off. Logan Miller's the server.
Yeah. Carter didn't get a lot of sets across the front
not in that
time.
sequence, and Miller misses into the net. You know, it's funny because Brian Carter was serving, and he was missing a lot wide right. So his older brother, Brandon, decided to make an adjustment using Logan Miller, who's been effective, but not that time.
Not that time. That's right, and here's Lively with the jump serve. Keeps it in. Yeager gets a good pass off the top of the block, and Mason Mooney with the kill.
Mooney's a 6'1" senior. It's a pretty senior-laden lineup with Mullen, D'Lo, Carter, Mooney, and Thomason. So these guys know this is their chance for that elusive Class 3 crown.
18-14. Jimmy Mullen with the serve. Floater. Kreitzman pulls Ung off, and actually Lively sets back to Kreitzman well out.
So earlier, Kreitzman made sure with a soft roll shot. This time he decides to take a chance and rip it and misses long. Somewhere in between those two is the sweet spot.
There you go, Mullen again. He'll go. This time Shannon makes the pass. They bring it over, and there's a soft shot easily played by Yeager. Tipped over the top by Phil Mullen. That's played. Another tip. You're not going to get it down on Thomason, I don't think. And Jimmy Mullen looking for somebody, and I think too many bodies on the floor caused a problem.
Yeah, I think that was actually a 3-set to Mason Mooney, but that works a lot better with 6'5" Brian Carter than it does with 6'1" Mason Mooney.
Well, Mooney's saying I couldn't go there because one of my teammates is laying right in the path. And they tried him again. They didn't get it. 4 hits.
The entire front row for Mehlville helping out referee Karen Nager, but she had that call.
Let's see if they try him a third time in a row. That's over. Oh, nice dig, but it goes out of bounds. Great effort by Phil Mullen, and all of a sudden they're within 2 points. They scored the last 3, or 4 actually.
Big serve coming up.
We're going to get a sub, and super sub Anthony Greer in for D'Lo.
And this is that great sub. D'Lo lined up on the left, isn't as comfortable over there. Oh, and now we're going to get we got the sub, and now we're going to get a timeout behind the sub. Interesting. Brandon Carter getting a little creative.
Yeah, that's the Chaminade taking that timeout. Up by 2, 19-17. Of course, we're playing to 25. And the winner of this one is your state championship in Class 3, and it'll be the second one for either team that wins.
And having 2 is something special. Vianney has the most. They have 5. They're tied with St. Mary's, who also has 5. Parkway Central, they have 3. They've won 3 of the last 5. And then after that, I don't think there's anybody with 2 Class 3 championships. A number of teams with 1. Francis Howell has 1. Eureka has 1. Fort Zumwalt some. Parkway North. I knew there was 1 with 2. So Chaminade, if they can win, would join Parkway North with a second Class 3 championship. For Mehlville, it'd be their second championship overall. They have 1 from back in the single class era.
Yeah,
the first 10 years, there was only 1 class, and then volleyball got enough teams that they were able to create. Basically, they're called 4 and 3, but it's the big schools and the smaller schools.
And here we go. Serving is Shannon. That goes off his hands. Thomason brings it back in. Jimmy Mullen will just bring it across. Ung trying to back set. Nobody there to hit it. They just bring it back across. Deep by Yeager. Ung couldn't decide to go up and get her, get it out of the net, and neither happened.
He picked the wrong choice. That was a ball that he had room to set, but he didn't realize it, and so it went off the net, and then it becomes it's going straight down. It becomes hard to pick up.
Easy for us to see, harder for him to realize.
Exactly.
Back set. Hard hit. Mullen got some hands on it. Thomason saves it, and getting it back across was Greer. Hard hit, deep.
And you could tell Vince Trotsky knew that was out as soon as he hit it. So now the separation back to 4. Chaminade in control.
And Anthony Greer with a saving.
Mark Willett, I think, has a second timeout left, and he's going to take it.
Take it right here.
So I think are we out of timeouts? We'll have to watch our second referee.
No, I don't think so. I think Mehlville still has one.
Oh, Mehlville's. Maybe you're right.
I'm sorry, no.
Chaminade
still has one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Mehlville's used 2 and Chaminade's used 1.
There we go, yep. Oh, baby. So if you're Chaminade, you want to make sure you get this serve in, get your block up.
No coach's point.
That's right.
For the Chaminade Red Devils if Coach Brandon Carter has anything to say about it. Some coaches like to grab the guy who's serving and just tell him that. I've always favored that method. The opposing coach thinks you're so weak-minded and weak-armed that you can't put this serve in, but you know better. Other coaches don't even look at the guy that's serving. This time it's Phil Mullen, the 5'9 junior outside hitter.
And let's see what Mehlville decided for a play. If they get a good pass here, where are they going?
They've got Ong in that rotation 3, back left position, not the easiest.
Did get a good pass. They're going middle. Torrance was blocked. This one's over. Oh, a nice dig by D'Lo. And going to get a double called on Mullen as he tried to, in the air, turning.
That was a legitimate double on Jimmy Mullen. I'm sure he would agree. You could tell by his expression. He knew he'd done it. So crunch time, and the server, Scott Harrison, the 5'8 junior, with a lot of responsibility right now if Mehlville's going to get back in this.
Goes down the line. Yeager takes it. He'll get the return set. Off the top of the block, kept alive in the ceiling, still alive, but not now.
That ball went straight up off a Lively, missed the basketball backboard, but when Harrison got there, he sent it straight up, and it caught the stanchion that holds the basket and went straight back down.
Thomason to serve. They need 3 to finish things here. Kreitzman and trying to get out of the way, but Phil Mullen, not a good dodgeball player.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. But Phil Mullen could not dodge that wrench.
Well, that gives us some more life to the Panthers, and it is Lee Kreitzman back to serve. Off the tape for an ace. Well, you're inches away from being the GOAT, and now you're a hero with a big ace.
Kreitzman had gotten kind of conservative. He'd stopped using his hands on the pass, and he'd start to roll some shots, but he wasn't conservative on that serve.
No, sir. Down by 2. See if he pulls back a little here.
No,
a little.
Good one.
Mullen sets Carter, and everybody going after the ball. Shannon tried, but couldn't pull it up. Brian Carter with the kill, and obviously he's back in the game.
Yeah, bad news. He's 2 more rotations in the front row, so better throw up a triple block if Jimmy Mullen gets a free ball.
Lowry to serve. Float serves a good one. Shannon with a good pass. Outside to Lively. Off of Phil Mullen into the stands. And
Phil, I love Phil Mullen. He's yelling, it's up, it's up. I got
Play it. I got it. I kept it up.
Somebody go get that. I got mine.
Torrance to serve. Down by 2. 23-21. Mullins comes outside to Yeager, who's been very consistent. Oh no.
The block's in the net.
Ong in the net.
They're calling it on Ong. He doesn't think so. Mark Willite doesn't like it. You always hate to see a net violation or a double at a critical point. Now multiple set points for the server, Michael Yeager. Are you listening, London?
Float serve. Good pass. They go outside. It's a little tight. Lively throws it down, though. He handled a tough set there, Coach.
Yeah, that was not a good set by Ong. He's probably still thinking about that block call, but Lively bailed him out with that powerful left hand. So Ong in the back row. Trotsky, I don't know what's going on with him. Oh, we're going to get a timeout by Chaminade. Well, that actually, I think, helps Mehlville because they looked – Trotsky was late coming off the bench. I don't think he realized they may have spilled some water over there, and he's got water on his shoes. So that timeout by Brandon Carter may have helped both teams. I'm sure it helps Chaminade because they get a chance to talk about how do they earn this last point and this Class 3 state championship. But on the other side, Trotsky was late on the floor and no timeouts left, so nothing you could do. You could get a team delay. Good one.
Yeah, this will be
maybe
see the finish here. It's
actually,
it's
I'm
to serve.
going to go out on a real big limb here, since every other match of the entire quarterfinals and semifinals was a 2-0. This is the best match of the tournament in terms of a battle, because it's the only
three-setter. And really, the scores have been tight, 25-21, Chaminade, 25-23, Mehlville.
And we are out of timeouts now.
And this is your power rotation with Ong serving.
It's a good one.
Lively,
Lively's going to go left. Trotsky's going to go right.
And Wright's in the middle. Ong serve. Thomason plays it up. Mullen's going to go to Phil, who tips it across. Ong to Lively. Off the block. Point. They need one more to tie it up.
Ryan Lively went all the way over to Mark Leininger and gave him a double high five. Leininger's calling the serve.
He's telling him serve it in the middle of the court.
I think
Good
so. Here's
pass
Brian Carter to finish it. You could see that coming a mile away.
And you just can't block it. You can't dig it. And it is a Red Devil victory. Another good match here. 25-21, then 23-25, and Chaminade finishes 25-23. Carter with that last kill gives him a total of 12 on the match, and wow.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better matchup. I said both these teams 28-4, now 28-5, and then Chaminade finishing the season 28-6. Each of them only had one loss in Class 3, and now Chaminade's loss was to Mehlville during the regular season. They did avenge that tonight. So arguably, the two top teams did prevail. St. Louis U High in Class 4 and the Chaminade Red Devils by just a fraction over the Mehlville Panthers in Class 3.
And we're going to keep it here because we will follow the award ceremony.
Yeah, we got to shoo the Chaminade students off the floor.
Congratulations to the Mehlville Panthers. That's what's being said over the PA. And outstanding season. And as the players receive their medals here shortly, I'm sure the coach, Mark Wilhite, will give each player, we will call their names out for you and then do the same for Chaminade. And looking at Ryan Lively's kills this match, 20 kills in the match for Ryan Lively. Here's number 1, A.J. Hudson, a junior. Number 2, Scott Harrison, he's a junior. Alec Piskulik, he's a senior. Number 4, Ryan Lively, a senior. Number 5, Bradley Meyer, a junior. Number 6, Kevin Shannon, a junior. Number 8, Regis Ong, he is a senior. 9 is Vince Trotsky, he's a senior. Number 10, Lee Kreitzman, he's a senior. Andrew Hayes, the only sophomore on the team. Number 12 is Roland Lively.
Yeah,
he's a freshman.
The younger brother.
There we go. Number 13, Josh Wrights, a senior. Number 14, Colton Torrance, a junior. Congratulations to the Panthers. And now the captains, which look to be Torrance along with Kreitman and Lively. They get their second place trophy and a lot to be proud of. Well, I see the Chaminade cheering section has moved behind their players. And now for the Red Devils, Owens Thomason, number 0. He's a senior. Number 2, Logan Miller, a junior. Vincent Larius, number 6, also a junior. Number 9 is Phil Mullen, a junior. Number 10 is Phil Tong. He's a sophomore. Number 11 is Anthony Greer, a senior. 13 is Jimmy Mullen, a senior.
Extra hug for Jimmy Mullen from Brandon Carter, his head coach.
Senior Michael Delo, number 15. Number 20, Jake Suddeth. He's a freshman.
Yeah, he's going to be their setter next year.
Number 24, Jack Olwig, a freshman. Number 25, senior Mason Mooney. Will Maloney is a junior, number 26. Number 27, Michael Yeager. Jack Ponder is number 31. He's a junior.
And then here's the special moment. Big brother with his little brother.
Brian Carter.
Absolutely a great moment in the sport. His big brother got him into volleyball, and he's tearing up. Brian Carter, he owes it to his big brother. He was a basketball player and a football player, and he's coming over with Jimmy Mullen to get the trophy along with Owen Thomason. So a great moment for the Carter brothers.
And it looks like the student body's enjoying it too. Hopefully nobody gets trampled to death there. Oh, they're having a good time. Well, Coach, a wrap up for the evening, and we had some good volleyball tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, the key guys came through. Ryan Lively did it all, carried Mehlville as far as he could, finished his second, and Jimmy Mullen and Brian Carter, along with Owen Thomason. I want to give the libero some credit. They get slighted all the time.
Right.
Wearing number 0, they don't get noticed, but a terrific night for Chaminade. They earned this one. Wow, 25-21, then 23-25, and then 25-23 under pressure. The Red Devils come through for their second ever Class 3 state championship. It's been fun, Buzz.
It has been, and that's it for boys volleyball for the year. We have some other broadcasts coming up. I know on Saturday we have 2 girls lacrosse matches. Next week we have state baseball championships coming. Just check the Prepcast website. We do want to thank our sponsor, All Volleyball, who sponsored this broadcast, all the games this week, the semifinals on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then tonight's finals. Glad to have them along, and they're a great place. If you need anything for volleyball, check allvolleyball.com, and want to sign off for our outstanding cameraman, producer, James O'Sullivan, and also Coach K, who has his big game pants on tonight.
I wore the big game pants, and indeed the best match of the season was the final match of the season. The Class 3 final had all the drama you could ask for, and Chaminade wins it.
All right, we'll close things up. Thank you, and good night.